Gordie,
You big moose.
and Willhelm
The grumpy gnome.
in the morning.
Well, hey there, I'm Gordie,
I'm Willhelm.
and welcome to another episode of Gordie and Willhelm in the morning as my window behind me continually screws me at this new camera angle. Like, look at this. I can't have anything nice. Like, everything I try.
Well, it's almost like a light bulb. You should be like, ooh, idea, and tilt your head back. Bing!
Well, if I could reliably do it. Oh, there we go. Bing!
What's going on, buddy?
Nothing. Freaking great morning. Woke up early, got my coffee done, nice. Checked on the baby robins. They're getting big. I told you about that, right? I don't sound crazy. There's
I vaguely remember you talking about a bird nest, but I don't know if I remember details about the species.
okay. Yeah, so for those that don't know, listen. They're $12. I'm not spending $12 on a slight nuisance. Anyway, so for those that don't know, on my back deck I got a screened-in area. I call it my smoke room. I got my barbecue in there and all that to keep it out of the elements. Well, we left the screen door open, and a mama robin made a nest in my smoke room. So far she hasn't dive bombed us, but we're not, we try not to piss her off. But
Yeah.
the babies hatched. They're big and healthy. Today I was just checking on them, and they're almost the size of mama now, so
Dang.
yeah.
Well, so you have to like leave your screen door open now so that they can get in and out?
Yeah, it's like a screen door from the smoke room just out onto the rest of the deck, so I just propped it open with a chair so she can get in and out. But yeah, that's not exactly D&D related. I just felt like sharing.
No, that's perfectly fine. We get we get swallows in this area, and swallows like to find kind of shadowed or darker areas up in the corners of buildings and stuff to make their nests. And I think it was, I don't know, two maybe 3 years ago, they decided to try and make one above my front door. Because the way the front of the house is you've got the sidewalk that comes up, and then there's brick pillars with kind of an awning type thing, and then like a 3-foot kind of short hallway that goes to the front door. So it's nice and dark and things like that. And yeah, swallows are not something you want building their nests around your entryways, because they will attack you 1,000%.
Little bastards.
So yeah, I was like, as soon as, because you can sit in the dining room. The dining room faces the front yard, and so you see all this kind of bird activity going on outside the window. And as soon as you realize they're swallows, you're like, nope, get out there. And as much as I hate to say this, but you have to try and destroy whatever little bit of nest they've built so far so that they'll stop.
Yeah.
And move somewhere else. So
Don't.
But anyway,
Don't take kindly to your kind around here.
yeah.
So, I guess, before getting to the title of the show, we should probably go over last night.
Yeah.
I am the smartest person who has ever lived. There, I said it. That's 2 temples and 2 traps figured out. Boom!
Yep.
Well, I thought it was weird because when he described, were you? See, yeah, they're evil. So we finally made it to another temple. I'm gonna keep it vague for spoilers. and we saw one of those delightful elemental creatures, the Chwingas. And there's 3 Chwingas just kind of giving us a rough tutorial on how to pass all the traps in this fucking place.
Yeah, when we saw the first one and then reached the second level, and I don't know why the Chwinga wasn't the first thing I thought of, but we reached the third level and I was like, nope, I don't give a crap. First thing I want to know is there another Chwinga around us?
Yeah, let's not burn extra HP on denial and error. Let's just figure this out.
Yeah. So yeah, we finished the battle that we started the week before. It was a pretty hefty little battle too.
A couple of us went to 0.
Yep. I thought I was going to. He started, when he was attacking me and started covering damage, I was like, well, there goes some more, there goes some more. I had like 5 hit points left, and dude takes another swing, and he's like, that's 4 points of slashing damage. I was like, oh, I got 1 left.
Oh.
And then came my turn, and I was like, I think I'll Misty Step out of this shit.
GTFO.
Yep. And yeah, finished the fight with that one hit point.
Yep.
So, but yeah, finished that, and then did some more roaming around. Got me a nifty little gift.
Yep.
The baboon troop.
I hope this saga of the baboons just continues on.
Well, that's why I had that. That's why I made the comment I did too about, maybe we'll see each other again. We can help each other out, like trying to maintain that connection.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and of course I used that spell to talk to him. And then, he was like, well, that's what the helmet's for. But me as a player, though, I had to kind of like act that out, like, oh, well, dang. Because as a player, I know that helm probably requires attunement.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have been able to talk to him anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, just casting the spell, but yes, nanny poo poo.
Fucking nanny poo poo. Well, and that's what I love about Tim as a DM. It's like he's carrying us through the main plot line, but just for fun, he has a couple little subplots that are just for fun. Like,
yeah. Well, and I mean, he's so quick to pick up on like what we do or how we react, right? So like the first time the baboon stole something, if we as players would have just like blown it off, we probably would have never seen the baboon again.
No.
But because we made such a big deal out of the baboon, Tim's like, all right, cool, this baboon just became an NPC.
Yeah.
A recurring NPC.
Yeah.
So yeah, Tim's great about that kind of stuff. But yeah, Nanny Poo Poo, man. I don't know.
Yeah, now we have a fucking hag following us.
Well, there's that part where Limp and I tried to get her back into the camp so that which I took Limp's lead on that, because Limp and I could have very easily just tried to go in on her, and if we'd have killed her, we'd have gotten the XP and y'all wouldn't have. So then when Limp said something about getting her back to the camp, I was like, oh, that's a good idea, because then everybody could participate and get XP and all those kinds of things. But of course that didn't work either.
Yep.
And now it seems like she's out ahead of us. So, in my head, I'm like, well, is she trying to set a trap for us, or everybody be on your toes?
No, I'm just waiting for her to be like the reveal, like she's a friend of the person we're going to see. No spoilers. And that entire part of the quest line get fucked up just because she lived.
You talk about the person we're going to see where we're at right now?
Yes.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah. I'm being annoyingly vague because spoilers, yay.
No, that's fine. Well, because when you started talking about her being a friend, I thought you were going to say a friend of our benefactor or something.
Oh, fuck no. Fuck no. But yeah, so yeah, can't wait to see what happens next week. What else was I gonna mention?
Gotta make sure Don doesn't get mad at Pandinus and Limp for giving up his wind chime.
Oh yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, it was in poor taste, so.
Well.
And also we got to see Tim do his New Yorker accent, which is always a fucking joy.
Parrot from the Bronx.
Oh my god. He first did that in The Place We Don't Talk About when he was playing as Skrit.
Yep.
That's the first time I heard him do that new accent, and oh my god. He could do an entire campaign with every NPC sounding the same in just that accent. I'd be alright.
Yep.
Fucking love it.
Well, because the cool thing about his New York accent is that he can take it, he can use it somberly, he can use it through excitement, he can use it through anger. Like, we've seen him do the different like levels of emotion all with the same accent. So you know he can do it.
Yeah, spot on.
Yeah, and that parrot. I don't know shit, I'm just a bird.
Just a fucking bird. Like, yeah, okay, fair point. All right.
Oh, Lip said he had to talk to Dawn about the whole
wind chime thing,
I guess.
Okay. Don't be mad. We did what we had to. Yeah. And probably my favorite line, Tim doing the New York accent, he called Brian a chuckling asshole. And just how...
I think I remember that.
Yeah, chuckling asshole. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't even pretend to start to do it, but yeah, it was fucking... I died for like 10 minutes. Oh, yeah, that's good.
That was funny. Last night's game, too. Brian was like, oh, my link's showing.
Yeah.
When he started being a smartass.
Oh, dude, I do it like whenever I play on the Lancer game on the Wednesdays.
Yeah.
And, my character there, Kilo, I do like a heavy Southern accent. I always catch myself sometimes if I'm not thinking about what I'm doing when I first start talking. I always automatically drop into Gordie. Every time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Fuck, and I just call myself out on it. Oh, that's Gordie. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
I should have just played Gordie and did Moose in space. Ah, well. So, what's going on in the vampire game?
Well, we've grown, or we're getting closer to completing our mission from the prince. The whole thing about finding out who's committing the murders. Mm-hmm. We've gotten more clues. We have leads. We have a direction. We have a location. So in the vampire game, a couple things that you have what's called a mask, a dirge, and a touchstone. So your mask is that thing that you present to everybody as who you are. It's kind of a facade, if you will. Mm-hmm. So like me, my mask is a business person. Your dirge is that thing that you will fight to the death to protect. It's a secret so deep and so dear to you that, if it's even remotely possible for it to be revealed, you will kill to make sure that secret stays hidden. And then your touchstone is the one thing that helps you maintain your connection to humanity. And most vampires will do everything in their power to protect that touchstone, whatever it may be. Well, as players, not as characters, but as players, we all learned what Senavi's touchstone was, or is. In that game, his character's name is Ink. but we all learned what his touchstone was, and he just about completely lost his touchstone, which of course affects his humanity. He actually had to roll for a breaking point. So of course he's in a really, really bad place right now, mentally. And Limp's character, he's got some the type of vampire he is. They can do these ritual magic type things, and some of his shit's pretty scary. Like, talk about Willhelm's touch being death. Yeah, Limp's character straight up. He has this one where he could touch a kindred and damn near kill him. Everybody got to see Kieran, which is my character. Got to see Kieran in a light that they have yet to see at all. Kieran is this very stand-up, political, formal, always in an Armani suit, just very, kind of person. And when Ink's club got ambushed and set on fire and all kinds of shit, Limp's character, Sorsha, as he entered the club, he saw Kieran whooping all kinds of ass. The first guy I just disarmed, the second guy just killed him outright, and then the third guy took out a leg, cut up his leg, and then when he was on the ground stabbed him. But like, nobody's really seen Kieran in that fighting aspect. And look, I'm just going to tell you, he is not built to be a fighter. I just got some damn lucky rolls. Not even going to lie.
Wait, were you using digital dice?
I've used Roll20. The Roll20. So depending on what you're doing, you can do it manually, or the character sheet for vampires. It has there's a section on there where you can put in auto rolls. So like for my cane sword, with all my little dots and marks and stuff, I get to roll 6d10. So I put that in there. I label it cane sword, put the number of dice being 6, and then just click the button and it rolls. But yeah, I've used Roll20 the whole time for that game, and actually done fairly well.
I've had a theory for a while about Roll20 now, that the minute someone creates a character sheet, it's already determined whether or not that sheet's going to roll shitty or great. Like, and I'm telling you, because I made my monk, right, Jura. Made him at level 1, played him, a couple games here or there. I could not roll above a 7 with him.
Wow.
Like, to hit. I went a whole session, I didn't even hit once with him.
Good Lord.
Yeah, and Reed put me to 0 3 times, but that's just Reed being bloodthirsty. Same with my cleric, Ovar. Every single time I rolled for damage for Sacred Flame, 1 damage. Every time.
Wow.
Every time.
Well, and I mean, with vampires, it's, and I don't know, maybe because it's a different type of system, you're rolling for, it's just straight up success or failure. You roll your d10s, and an 8 or above is a success, and if you roll a 10, it's called an explosion, and you get to roll that die again.
I love exploding die. That's awesome.
And so, yeah, so it's not a to hit, it's not damage, it's whatever. And so, I don't know, maybe this game hasn't recognized who's playing Kieran, and it hasn't cursed me yet. But yeah, I've used Roll20 the whole time. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've made rolls with no successes. But for the most part, yeah, do fairly well. And a lot of people have, actually. There's been a lot of the guys have gotten explosions or multiple successes. But the second ghoul that I fought, that I just kind of just killed outright, I rolled 5d6 or 5d10 and got 6 successes.
Oh shit! How does that happen?
because of the explosions.
Oh, right, yes.
Yeah, the way it's set. So yeah, that was like, and that's what they call an exceptional success or whatever. Something I don't remember exactly what it's called, but and yeah, it was just outright. The guy had a gun in his hand. Like, I was sword fighting ghouls with machine guns.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Going old school on these bitches.
Yep. And so basically the way Tyler explained it was that I basically, because I have a cane, so I walk around with a cane, but it's actually, it's the hidden sword, you know. It has the properties of a rapier. But basically, kind of the way he explained it is that I basically took the sword and went all the way up his arm, from his wrist to his armpit, and then just made like a quick motion and went from the armpit to the eye socket and shoved my sword completely through his skull.
Oh.
So yeah, and he just dropped. See ya. And it was even, they were talking about like after the police and firefighters got there, Brian's character was kind of amongst the crowd listening to what people were saying, and there was this one guy talking about, no, seriously, I saw this like guy, he was in like a really, really nice suit, and he was sword fighting against machine guns. I'm not lying, I know what I saw, seriously.
On the one hand, ooh. On the other hand, yeah, that's right. Recognize.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, that game is super fun. And yeah, like I said, when you have a GM who their life's purpose is to be a storyteller, and this is a storied game. This game is predicated on storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the best combination, man. It really is.
Yeah.
So.
Oh man, speaking of exploding die games, I still want to play Deadlands Reloaded.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm maxed out on games now, but in the future,
yeah, me too.
It's a excuse me. Sorry. It's still a bucket list item.
Yeah.
Still using that Bloodbind, by the way. Just you wait.
That's supposed to be Blood Bond, but I won't get on to him for the way he's typing this morning. I'll leave him alone today.
God damn. Saturday morning, dude. Like, at least wait till afternoon to get all grammar on him.
Hey, speaking of grammar, no, I'll leave that one alone.
No. Thank you, Riel. Thank you.
Hey, I said bless you.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. So yeah, if I can talk about a little bit about the Lancer game, that's
Yeah, absolutely.
so much fucking fun. So, oh well, he's still in bed. There you go. So the Lancer game, I joined in a little bit later with my character. So I'm playing Kilo, a HoloNet celebrity that does a bunch of commercials and endorsement deals, and does like there's mech fights that happen, and he's like if you picture like a WWE wrestler, only mech fighting, that's my character.
All right.
Yeah, he's yeah.
So you fake fight?
Oh no, to the death, but still. But anyway, so I joined in with these guys. I guess they recovered some very experimental and very valuable, valuable item on this planet, and we're supposed to hand it into this corporate entity for a reward. Well, I guess they figured you guys know too much and immediately started firing on us.
Oh, well.
So, that battle, it was fucking just wild. The crazy ideas. Like, we had just leveled up license levels. After this fight, Tyler said, after that performance, you guys level up again. Like, that, yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, so, our ship was, we were out in space. Our ship was parked. I went in my mech to do the handoff. Well, the enemy ship pulled up with a bunch of like high-end mechs, like top of the line, best equipment, yada yada yada. Made it clear. You fight, you die. Like, right? Like,
Right.
You ain't gonna make it. So we start the handoff, and Buddy says, "Oh, sorry, it's just business," and then we start initiative. Well, so we'll start with Pat. Crater decides to play pool with asteroids, and he pushes asteroids and makes like this do 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 do, and smashes the enemy ship with fucking asteroids.
Wow.
The guy that I gave the canister to hauled ass and got back to the ship to offload. Well, Matt's character, I believe that one's Colton. He hauled ass, critically succeeded on infiltrating the enemy hull, grabbed the canister, and fucking hauled ass back to our ship, pulled it off. And then Cortez, one of Terry's buddies, he plays Axton. He was still on the ship trying to pre-plan our FTL, our like hyperspace.
Right.
Get the fuck out of Dodge. Critically succeeded. Was able to, in an asteroid field, turn the ship, line us up, so all we had to do was hop on and get the fuck out. Our ship was at like no hell left because we were taking shots. My character, I just hopped on the side. There was one guy that got on the ship. So I got this underslug launcher that automatically just knocks enemies back. So I just fucking put my underslug launcher underneath his chassis and just boom, sent it flying. And then we fucked off. It was awesome. So now what we're doing is, because now we have a very powerful department in a major corporation that wants our heads.
Right.
So we aligned ourselves with Miss Chen, who is another department head for Kabaya Entertainment. She is not someone you fuck around with. So we said, hey, you're into entertainment and ratings and making shows. And we need to make sure all these bounty hunters and people fuck off. So, if we find an area, stage an old school gladiatorial combat, you find some nasty mercenaries and send them our way to try to collect our bounty, and we take them out. We figure it's going to give a lot of people second thoughts about going after us. It embarrasses the fuck out of the department that wants our heads, and she makes a shit ton of money, right? So
yeah.
So we got that going on. That's for this Wednesday coming up. We're going to start that, and that's going to be awesome.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with that. Even though I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. Oh yeah. New systems, man. I just kind of like, that looks like it does something. Boop.
Well, and yeah, I think a lot of us ran into that with the vampire game too. I mean, it's a D10 system. That's easy enough, right? Succeed or fail, blah, blah, blah. The rolling side of it's simple enough, but like if the GM says, okay, well, this is what you want to do, so I need you to roll, manipulation plus socialized plus whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say you don't have any dots in socialized. That's automatically a -3.
Oh, shit.
Because you don't have that skill. So it's an automatic penalty to your die roll. You know what I mean? And so remembering those kinds of things, that's where the mechanics, that's where that new system comes in, where you're like, okay, I got to remember, do I add dice to this? Do I take dice away? Do I, so.
Right. Well, and that's going to, luckily, I mean, with a D10 system, it's so different than D&D, so when you switch between the two, you're not mixing them up, right? Or do
you? Our wonderful player / DM Steven continues to roll D6s instead of D10s. He'll go to make a roll like 6 or 7, and it'll pop up on the deal, and I go, damn it, those are D6s again. And so he'll go back and re-roll the D10s. And Tyler's always giving him shit. He's like, yep, this isn't D&D. So.
Perfect. Oh, man.
And then, of course, we joke, too, like, I think it was something that Sorsha did, Limp's character. He like did this and did that. He wasn't sure what to do, and I was like, "Take the dodge action," just fucking around. So,
That's available, right? That's a thing,
right?
Can it be? Please don't eat me. Well, I guess we should talk a little bit of Moose Water, eh?
Yeah.
So I think by now, it's been a week, so we don't have to worry about spoilers, right?
Yeah. I mean, if yeah, it's totally one of my rituals. That's great. Yeah, if you haven't watched it, if you haven't watched the latest episode of Moose Water Tales, stop this stream, plug your ears, whatever the case, because there are some spoilers.
I died. There, let's just get that out of the way.
Not just 0 hit points, unconscious, somebody stabilize him. Gordie died.
Mm-hmm. And the 2 people that could revive me, one didn't have it slotted. The other was completely out of spell slots because he already revived Gurren. Because the last time we talked about it, Gurren was dead. He got power word killed, but Inks was able to get him up and running. So before we get to, the last half, which was holy fuck, can we talk about the fuckery that was that fucking wizard lair?
And I was trying to remember. I was trying to tell somebody the other day. What is it? So like liches have their phylactery. What is it that a wizard creates? Kind of like this alternate plane.
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, think like Mordenkainen's magnificent mansion, only with traps and shit.
Right. Is it a demi-plane? Is that what it's called?
Demi-plane. Yeah. Yeah, because in a demi-plane, you have the caster has total control over what's in it, right? So,
right.
and it's not like one of those temporary, like your Mordenkainen's magnificent mansion, where if you take in, like, let's say furniture, as soon as the spell runs out, boop, it pops out. In a demi-plane, whatever's in there stays there, right? So he was able to rig it up with all those traps and glyphs and fucking all that shit. I beg to differ. Lots of people heard me scream. But, yeah, so... Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, before we entered the demi-plane itself, Ninx revived Krosh. So we were kind of all back up on our feet, and Terrorless decided to show up and help out this time. So, but at the back of the cave, where Typhus Morn had disappeared to, there was a door. Gordie went through the door, and as players, we all kind of got a glimpse. Turns out the demi-plane had been fashioned to be a replica of the Mecha Lich's phylactery that we had once ventured through.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, when Willhelm went through the door, I, legit made a roll to see if he went catatonic or not, which he didn't. But through all of that, let's see. Krosh went down and got back up and went down and got back up and went down and got back up. I don't think Krosh ever had more than 20 hit points at any given time.
There was nothing more Brian could do. He was fucking trying everything. But the only way to proceed... So, I mean, as a player, I know, okay, if we had, a wizard with some dispel magics or...
Right.
We had a rogue that could, maybe disable some of the shit. We don't. We got 2 barbarians with big HP pools. Minesweeper time, bitches. So, like...
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I couldn't, because you and Crosh, like you said, too, I mean, the 2 barbarians were just running forward. Because I took the boots of springing and striding off, so I lost that 5 feet of movement. But I could never catch up to get ahead of you guys to look for traps or disable traps or whatever. Of course, with them being arcane, it's slightly different, but
yeah,
the war glyphs and stuff like that he had. But I mean, yeah, I could never catch up to you guys without expending spell slots, doing Misty Steps or Vortex Warps or whatever. So, and instead of the tanking that Willhelm's been doing the last however many sessions,
yep,
I became a healing bubble.
Yeah, you did.
Vitality and tried to stay around people as much as I could. That became my bonus action.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I went back to being a support character.
Well, and that's where
a certain point.
Well, we'll get to that, but but that's where you come with the issue, right? Like, we knew Tice Morin was in there. If you give a wizard time to plan and more turns to cast spells and get ready, the worse it's going to be.
Right.
Right? So if we did wait and then spent turn after turn disarming all these already entrenched traps, he has time at the finish line to set up fucking, God knows what. So that's where Gordie's head was at. Like, I got to catch this motherfucker. So it was Gurn and Gordie. Let's see here. There was a Big B's hand trap, and everybody keeps correcting me. Oh, it's Tice Morris's hand. No, fuck that dude. He lost the right. He killed me. Okay, he lost the right to name his spells. There was the Big B's hand. There was 2. I don't remember what the spell was. It incapacitates you and does a fuckload of psychic damage. Like Psychic Scream or something. I can't remember. There's 2 of those that... I don't think one dropped me, but it did incapacitate me.
Yeah,
and
the one right at when you go through the kitchen, down the stairs into the basement, that's when one of them hits you.
Yep. And then Gurren got the other one, and that did drop him.
Yeah.
Terry got dropped. So basically this motherfucker took us through a big loop. We almost had him in the basement, and he was able to get away. And while we were dealing with the minions and whatnot and trying to top ourselves up, we hauled ass to try to catch him. Turns out he did one big loop. He was exiting his demi-plane. Psychic Lance, thank you. He hauls ass to the exit. So, Gordie grabs Willhelm, puts him on the platform, and tries to chase after him. Willhelm puts haste on him, and I haul ass. Well, Terry was just ahead of us. Terry was on the ground unconscious as we exited the demi-plane, so of course, grab Willhelm, you fix him, I'll go catch him. And that's when shit went south. So...
Well, wait, hold on. Before you get there, let's talk about where shit almost went south. When we get back to the foyer, if you will, foyer of the demi-plane, where you come up out of the stairs, and there's an elven man up on the balcony, and Tice Ward at the bottom of the stairs.
Yep.
So, and Cross had gotten there before you.
Mm-hmm.
But when you got there, you saw no Cross. You just saw Tice Morn at the bottom of the stairs, and this elven man up on the balcony was like, okay, well, I got to get through this dude to get to that dude. So you started swinging on Tice Morin, with no successes, thankfully, because it turns out the elven man on the balcony was actually Tice Morin and had put his clothes and mask on Cross and cast Levitate. So Gordie
almost killed Gurren.
Almost killed Gurren. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that just added fuel to the rage.
I was mad. I was mad because one, it's fucking genius, and two,
Yeah,
I was too stupid. Like, even out of character, I don't think I put it all. I knew something was up, but I
Yeah.
didn't, because he was obvious. Like, oh yeah, you know, take care of him, and
right.
you know, he was being super heatbag about it. But like, as Gordie, this guy's in my way. I need, you know, like,
Yeah.
hit him, right? So I played it and almost fucking monumentally screwed us over. But anyway, so yeah, fast forward, drop off Willhelm. Gordie turns the corner, catches the cocksucker. I think I hit him. No, I don't even think I hit him.
I know you came around the corner and you were within 5 feet of him, I think.
Yeah, I was able to make attacks, but I don't think I fucking hit him because I was rolling like shit.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, that minus D4 was fucking me all night from that fish. But so his turn came around. He cast Shocking Grasp on Gordie. He's a high enough level that his cantrips do 4 damage die. And of course, Tyler rolls 8, 8, 8, 7 for damage. So I'm at 5 HP. No rages left. He runs away from me, and he uses a magic item to launch a couple thunderballs at me. Make a dex save. Auto fail. Alright, puts me to 0, and 2 more, and 2 death saves. I'm dead.
Well, you failed your first dex save. It wasn't an auto fail. You failed the first one through your roll, and then that took you unconscious, and so the second 2 were auto fails.
Yeah,
Which put 2 failed death saves on you.
I just said auto roll because I still picture the little Roll20 box, and I remember looking over and seeing 4 and 5. I'm like, oh, great, yeah.
Yeah.
Not yet. We're getting there. So Willhelm felt the concentration drop on haste, knowing what that meant.
Well, not yet, because there was still one more round, because it was your next turn. You had to roll a death saving throw and failed it.
Oh, that's right. Yes, I forgot about that. And once again, I rolled a 5. So I died.
So that was three failed death saves, and Gordie's body just went cold.
And I will let you take it from there.
So yeah, having haste on Gordie, when he failed the 3rd death save and actually died, concentration automatically dropped because there was nothing to concentrate on. And Willhelm, being an arcane user and understanding how magic works, realized there was only one reason that concentration would have dropped without he himself dropping it. And of course, Gordie, makes noises because he's big and he swings a big axe, and like everything just kind of went quiet. And so once concentration dropped, Willhelm did the one thing that barbarians tend to do and raged. At least that's how it was described. But went into full rage. Rolled my religion check for summoning the blade. And I mean, the chance, the coincidence, whatever you want to call it, rolled a natural 20 on that religion check.
I loved it.
And so, of course, the blade summons, or at least the embodiment of the blade, because the blade itself didn't actually appear, but the embodiment of what that is kind of showed itself or revealed itself, began to talk to me, and I kind of cut Tyler off a little bit, and I was like, yeah, I only speak 2 words. I surrender. And so Willhelm just became completely enveloped in shadow, kind of becoming a bit of the Wraith, I suppose. Was able to squeeze through about 20-30 feet of rock to make a straight line to this guy, Let's see, my hit points went up by 100. My movement speed went from 25 to 60. And as Tyler put it, my touch was death. And so again, straight line for this dude. Oh yeah, and everything around me went completely silent. Basically, it was like being under the effects of deafened.
Yeah.
So I was completely alone. There was in my mind there was nobody else around me except for this target. And went up to the guy, put my hands around his throat, and Tyler's like, "All right, cool. So you cast inflict wounds at level 5," and I was like, "What?" So it was like 7d10 or 7d8, whatever it was.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7d10.
Did 40-something points of damage to this guy. And then, of course, I mean, that was my turn. And then Krosh and Terrorless came down to kind of surround this guy. Well, Krosh came down, was going to attempt to save the guy in essence, like just make sure he didn't die. Terrorless came down. Oh, level 7, my bad. Terrorless came down to essentially protect the guy. That's a whole other story about Terrorless and his patron telling him not to trust anybody with black eyes. And tried to switch places and all these kinds of things. Long story short, both Krosh and Terrorless didn't quite achieve their goal because Willhelm was still able to get to the guy. And on my next turn, I was going to use the blade to kill the guy, and instead of the blade summoning in my hand, my arm turned into the blade, pierced the guy through his chest, and as the guy began to fade, disintegrate, melt, whatever you want to call it, just kind of swirled up into this ball, and Willhelm absorbed this man's soul.
Souls is tasty.
So yeah, that happened. And of course, for those that have been following the story, way back on the spine, Willhelm had one of his eyes go black, or well, during the story of the spine, Willhelm had one of his eyes go black, and then during the siege of Mirabar, both of his eyes went black, but there was still life or some sort of essence to his eyes. They were just black. And now Willhelm's eyes are a matte black, with no life, no shine, no just lifeless black eyes. Once again, Willhelm. But yeah. And our DM let me, as a player, know you made some decisions that could truly affect the future of Willhelm. So now Matt has to be careful about future decisions. But I will play Willhelm to the truest that Willhelm is, and to the best of my ability, and not let me as a person affect the decisions I make. No, I don't want Willhelm to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got to play Willhelm the way Willhelm is. So we'll see what happens.
What does a soul taste like?
Chicken. Everything tastes like chicken.
God damn it. What? Like me, I'm picturing like butterscotch pudding, and you went that way. Fucking Americans, everything tastes like chicken.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Tasted like Taco Bell. Wow. Like, why you gotta do your NPC like that, Tyler? God damn.
A bit spicy. Throw a little bit of hot sauce on it.
And I was stuck on the commode for 2 hours afterwards.
Right? Yeah,
So-
sorry, Cross. I wasn't being an asshole. I just had a bit of a tummy ache. That's all.
Yeah. You're not you when you're hungry. Anyway.
But yeah, well, yeah, there's that whole conversation. I mean, so I guess to kind of finish that out, again, we had nobody to revive Gordie. So Cross picked up the body. We exited the cave back up to the surface, and managed to call down some of the Griffin Riders.
Wyvern.
Wyvern, sorry, my bad. And managed to get one of them to take Gordie's body to the castle, take him to the bishop, the vision, and gold, the whatever you want to call him, and see what could be done. So the rest of us stayed in that spot, camped out. Cross tried to have a conversation with Willhelm. Willhelm was a bit of an asshole. And then what succeeded that was one of the coolest interactions that a character could have with their god, created by Tyler. So yeah, I'll let you talk about that though, because that was 1000% your moment.
I had a lot of fun with that. Yeah, so Gordie woke up in a beautiful wooded glen. I could see, nature untamed and log cabins. And I just had to get in the right headspace. So I asked Tyler, like, do I remember dying? Like, do I remember, pain, black, I'm here? Like, he says, yeah, you remember all that. I'm like, okay. So Gordie, not a total moron, puts two and together, and like, oh, okay, I'm dead. So where am I? So I looked for a natural landmark, and Tyler says, yeah, you see a massive tree. It seems like it's almost holding up the sky a ways away. Okay, head on over. And in the roots that formed like a huge nest of roots, there sat a very old, wizened man that looks like he's lived a full and complete life, sitting there smoking a pipe. And of course I sat down, and typical Gordie fashion, hey, how's it going? That smells delicious. Can I have a little bit of whatever's in your pipe? Because I'm an idiot. And yeah, so when I took a haul off the pipe, Tyler's describing how just through the smoke you taste, the wind rustling through the trees, and, squirrels making their nests, and, a taste of nature. So even that's enough to kind of put two together, like, oh, this is Sylvanas, okay. Oh boy. And he even got to the point where Gordie's like, you are who I think you are. I think you're the flippin' Oak Father. I almost said All Father like twice.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm not Dwarven. Come on, Ty. So we had a long conversation. I'll just kind of keep it short, and because Gordie, he's like, well, I'm dead and I'm tired. I'm good. He says, well, I'm giving you a chance. You got an opportunity to go back. Do you want it? And Gordie thought about it and kind of thinking out loud, like, he's lived a full life. Wife, kids, grandkids, everything a guy could possibly want, already done. So as far as his story, and the darkness in his one black spot on it in his past with Krilla and Mirabar is already taken care of. So he's good. But then he started thinking, well, what about my other set of kids? My brother, still down there. Got my work kids. And Willhelm dealing with the Shadow Blade and whatnot. And he says, maybe I'm not done. Maybe I should be down there. And yeah, so I saw a heavy draconic shadow go over the glen, and Sylvanas said it's time to go. I made the roll, and judging by the roll, I'm assuming I just barely succeeded. And
yeah,
Gordie woke up in the palace of the shepherd.
And what's the one thing that you took from your interaction with Sylvanas? What's the one thing you got to keep?
Oh yeah, he gave me his pipe.
Yeah, I want to know what the frickin' pipe does.
I don't even care. I got a new pipe. That's awesome. Like
maybe because the way you flavor your cloud room with the smoke deal, maybe it'll enhance your smoke abilities.
My smoke abilities. Yeah. Well, I'm not even looking for anything mechanical with that. I wasn't. Like, he just gave me the pipe. That's cool to have. Like, you smoke that thing and you taste the very essence of what it is to be in balance with your natural surroundings, like the natural world in balance. Like, that's just cool. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really surprised. Like, you know, it was near the end of the interaction, and I was about to hand back the pipe. He's like, yeah, keep that. Yeah, all right. Look, I'm not going to argue with him.
Yeah, right. Pipe of the gods.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you share a little bit of that tobacco with Willie.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Willie,
fucking
oh, my
right.
God, check out this new stuff I got.
Oh, I'm passing that shit. Yeah, we're doing a smoking sesh. Fucking right. Or never mind your weird shadow, whatever the fuck you're going on with it. You'll probably kill yourself smoking it from the divine pipe.
As I said, well, but yeah, what I wasn't talking about smoking from the pipe. I was just like sharing what's in it, though. So yeah, the tobacco of a god being smoked by somebody who's possessed by an evil dark elemental. Yeah, Willie might go into some sort of weird transition.
What's the worst that could possibly
go
happen?
into a coma for 6 months.
We gotta stop talking about this shit out loud. Tyler's listening. He's like, oh, this might be good.
He's over there like, what was that now? What was that? Love you, Tyler.
Please, you already killed me. You made your point. I'm sorry. Yeah. And I mean, the guys did play another session on Tuesday, but me and you weren't there.
Yeah.
So we can't really speak on that. All I know are just little tidbits I've got where Ninx had a mental breakdown.
Well, see, I didn't know about that one.
Yeah, I don't know what it consists of, but I heard it was awesome. The guys watched a play of Moose Water taking down the tyrant, the pirate captain. Gurren trained the guy that was casted to play him and made him punch a tree until his hands broke. Because Gurren.
Yeah.
They found a fey creature trapped in a jar and freed him and got 3 wishes.
Right, I knew about that one.
I know Shinto wanted to be 3 feet shorter, so he was 3 feet shorter for about a minute.
Oh, see, I got told that Ninx was the one, as a joke, Ninx or Terry or somebody made a comment about, as a wish, making Gento 3 feet shorter, so...
Oh, is that what happened?
Gento's wish, it was somebody else's wish. As
a
joke, but it still happened.
Awesome. I don't remember the second wish. No. Oh, yes, I do. Gurren. He asked for his axe to be on fire. So it's not fire attuned. It is actually literally just on fire.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. Because we were in chat the other night, and he's just like, I got a fancy axe too, motherfucker. I'm like, okay, now you're making me feel bad for Roberta. Come on. I said I was sorry. I just wanted a fancy axe. Anyway. And, of course, the third wish, in typical Terrorless fucking fashion, And, above table, we all know that Terreless is taking a bit of a hiatus.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to go to the Shadowfell. And, of course, he doesn't just ask to be teleported. He says, yeah, you're going to teleport me the minute I say pineapple. So I guess Terreless goes to the guys and, you ever try this drink? Oh yeah, it's got this and this and this in it. It's really delicious, pineapple, mid-sentence, and then gone.
Wow. So see, and of course Terry didn't tell me that part, which could have been a reason for it. But see, that makes me wonder, based on, because we know what Mutt told him. Don't trust anybody with black eyes. We've got a glimpse into Terreless and Willhelm. So it makes me wonder, why did Terry choose to go to the Shadowfell?
Yeah, he's going to Mutt.
So, right, but I mean, like, it'll be interesting to see when Terreless and Willhelm can get back together in the same space and see, again, why Terreless went to the Shadowfell. What's his reason? You know what I mean? What's he going to come back with? So, yeah, it'll be interesting.
If he comes back and puts his blade up against your throat, we know what the conversation consists of.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So, yeah.
All right. Holy shit, that went by fast.
Yeah. Time flies when you're having fun.
Fucking right. Well,
So,
I guess I would like to thank everybody for coming to hang out with us on this fine Saturday morning for another episode of Gordie and Willhelm in the morning. Willie, any final thoughts?
well, just one thought for everybody out there. Not that I would ever wish a bad relationship on anybody. Gordie here's in a great relationship. I'm in a great relationship. I wouldn't wish ill will on anybody. But if you feel your relationship is ever going to a bad place, through research, I have learned that breakups are much easier when done on elevators.
Why?
Because, well, they let you down easy.
Oh.
Cue the jingle.
Thank you, everybody, for coming to hang out. Do I not have the jingle on this page?
Oh, no.
I don't have the jingle queued up. Oh, no. Gordie, you big moose, and well, in the morning.
In the morning.
Goodbye, everybody.
Gordie
You big moose.
and Willhelm
The grumpy gnome.
in the morning.